everyone, what an eventful week it has been. A lot has happened. In today's episode, Farmers Day took us to Ewutu in the central region to meet 11-year-old Solomon Joa and his farmer father. The world mourns Nelson Mandela. We tell you of his life and legacy and also what some of you remember about him. And pupils of the Tupa MA Basic School in the Ghana South Municipal Assembly got a much-needed early Christmas gift. These stories and a few more coming up. My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Please stay with us.
News Generation, supported by
Cowbell with Vitarid. Almost even tough stains in just one step.
Daily Blue Band, Daily Growth. Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Now, the first Friday of December is always set aside to celebrate farmers. This year was no different, with Farmers' Day celebrations climaxing at Sogakope in the Volta region. 58-year-old Alhaji Awudu Karim from the Katsina Nankana district of the Upper East region won the 2013 National Best Farmer Awards. He will receive a 3-bedroom house that will be built at any location of his choice, a pickup and a tractor. Edward Maxwell Aninkra and Abdullahi Seidu were also adjudged second and third National Best Farmers, respectively. So, in honor of farmers, the whole country got a holiday. And though it was Farmers' Day, not all of them celebrated. We went to Ewutu in the central region to meet young Solomon Joa, who helps his father on his farm. Here's his story.
My friend is Solomon Joa. Medi in fear a do back. I me do for penny food.
Now, uncle school.
You go school. I do. Miminda and my babuano.
11-year-old Solomon lives in Penim with his parents. He mostly helps his father with his farm on the weekend when there is no school. Working with his father helps him recognize the benefits of farming.
No say a boy school phone. And I have papa muna mammy. A boy say a go almost blown out bet my cotton, no more discana school.
But he has no intention of becoming a farmer when he grows up.
But I'm very police. Yes,
I don't know person police.
I don't know a day, Nindo a day. There's a old dose of number until so won't to me, Uko school for much idea would you? So Babba do.
Na obia si opese oja adoa. Why na be aduane ama yedi?
And I say no.
His father does not mind that Solomon thinks this way. He is well aware of the problems that come with small-scale farming.
I have a say, Aya, I bear on tea, Nene, Shaya, Yaguha, a cross, and Coco Funquana. I fancy a coffee, no, Nene was. Yeah, brewing a bankino. I am the name by so. Tamai who chire. Dear Tifa Farmers Day no cry, who hears a better, never quasi. Because you quasi cry, who can be cry, young fat. Because one of them said, I buy tin name in trying tea. I fear what I want in a day. Who just says, I want to know better than Odia show ba. Odia show ye. Odia show who. Now, I bought a winner. We are a crown of hospital cry. I want to meet you.
There's not much celebration here in Penim on the day that celebrates farmers.
Yeah, yes, be a to me of fufu. Oh, near that Jenny Farmers Day.
Solomon will continue to help his father for as long as he can, at least until he finally realizes his dream of becoming a police officer.
So that's the situation in Ewutu. Next edition, we have another story from the central region. This time around, we meet children of Anumawobi who also help their parents on their farms on the weekend. And one very particular young man with very big dreams. So make a date with us on our Midweek Bulletin. Well, you also got a chance to talk about Farmers' Day. Here are some of your wishes for farmers on WhatsApp.
They've been doing a lot of things for us, and I think it's good because this gives the opportunity to people who think that farming is not good to enter into it and earn a lot of money. And I also like to take this opportunity to thank farmers for what they've done, for planting the crops and harvesting them for us to consume them.
I pray that God should give them a lot of more strength to be able to provide foodstuffs for us.
I pray that God gives them a lot of strength so they can produce more food so our nation will move to a higher level.
Ghanaians thank them for what they've done for us Ghanaians, making sure the plants are matured before harvesting them for us to enjoy. And those who think farming is not a fun activity, I think they should try it to be fun.
I wish the farmers a happy Farmers' Day because what they've done for us is not an easy joke. And they've done a very good thing for us. Without them, we will not get food to eat. So I wish them
I wish farmers a happy Farmers' Day because without them, we cannot get food to eat. So we thank them all and God should give them strength and let them continue to give us food to eat.
Your views on WhatsApp. Let's catch up with other stories which made local headlines during the week.
Headmaster of Twansi Senior High School in the Ashanti region, Anoyeboa, has been sacked for charging unapproved fees for the 2013-2014 academic year. There was widespread public outcry over high fees being charged by some school heads in the Ashanti region when schools reopened last month, prompting the Ghana Education Service to direct all heads there to revert to the approved fees. But Mr. Anoyeboa is reported to have openly told a delegation led by the Deputy Education Minister in charge of pre-tertiary, Alex Treme, that there was nothing he could do to rectify the unapproved fees he had collected. Mr. Alex Treme confirmed that he has been relieved of his post. 4 others who also charge unapproved fees will soon know their fate. A former National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for the Okankwe North constituency, Andrew New Okankwe, has presented an amount of 7,000 Ghana cedis to the Mampon Equiapim School for the Deaf to set off half of the debts the school owes its landlords. The school, which was housed in rented premises at Mampon Equiapim in the eastern region, has been served with an ejection notice as a result of the authorities' failure to pay 14,000 Ghana cedis in rent arrears. The school was started in 1957 as the country's premier school for the deaf and dumb. Volunteers from Ghana and around the world are set to hold large-scale medical activities in Tamale to address surgical needs of Ghanaian children and adults suffering from cleft lips or cleft palates. Cleft lips are lips that are not fully formed, and cleft palates are holes in the roof of the mouth. The Operation Smile theme of international and Ghanaian medical volunteers will be going to Tamale Teaching Hospital from December 15, 2013 to January 24 next year to provide free corrective surgery.
Time now to take a break. When we come back, the life and legacy of Nelson Mandela. Welcome back. You're still watching News Generation. Now, celebrated in life and honored in death, the world's favorite granddad and anti-apartheid icon Nelson Mandela died on Thursday, December 5th. The announcement of his death sparked a media frenzy. The world is talking about the most revered global statesman.
From prisoner to president, Nelson Mandela, the revered South African anti-apartheid icon, is celebrated across the world for different reasons. Nelson Mandela inspired millions across the world with his message of reconciliation after he urged forgiveness for the white government that imprisoned him. As is normal with aging, he battled health issues that led to many hospitalizations in recent years. He spent 86 days in hospital this year, the longest since he was released from prison in 1990. South African President Jacob Zuma announced his death on the night of December 5.
Fellow South Africans, our beloved Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, the founding president of our democratic nation, has departed. He passed on peacefully in the company of his family around 2050 on the 5th of December 2013. He is now resting. He is now at peace. Our nation has lost its greatest son. Our people have lost a father.
Since then, the tributes have poured in from around the world.
We've lost one of the most influential, courageous, and profoundly good human beings that any of us will share time with on this earth. He no longer belongs to us. He belongs to the ages.
One of the brightest lights of our world has gone out. Nelson Mandela was not just a hero of our time, but a hero of all time. The first president of a free South Africa, a man who suffered so much for freedom and justice, and a man who, through his dignity and through his triumph, inspired millions. The strongest impression of all when you met him was of his extraordinary compassion and generosity and forgiveness.
The extremely sad and tragic news. We're just reminded of what an extraordinary and inspiring man Nelson Mandela was. And my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family right now.
South Africa, India, Bangladesh, Kenya, Nigeria, among other countries, have declared a state of national mourning for the fallen hero. Flags are flying at half-mast in some countries across the world in his honor.
After nearly 90 years of life, it is time for new heads to lift the burdens. It is in your hands now. I thank you.
Now, there have been talks of the legacy of Nelson Mandela. Some young people told us about the lessons they learned from the life of the world's favorite granddad.
Well, most people say that he stayed in jail for 27 years. So what I remember him for is that he actually united the blacks and the whites. So he actually fought in the country, and he became an encouraging man, an inspiring man. So, yeah, that's...
I think Nelson Mandela has been a very good person to South Africa, all over Africa, and I also think that he's a very honoring, inspiring, great person, man on earth. It wouldn't have been us for us today that we wouldn't have been in Ghana today if it wasn't for Mr. Mandela.
A lot of people think that Nelson Mandela didn't exactly work towards abolishment of apartheid because he got involved in terrorism, in communism. What do you think about that?
I think he worked as a person for the apartheid to be demolished because he did what he did so something good can come out of the situation in South Africa, and sometimes you have to push harder to achieve what you want, even if some challenges and negative things may happen. But I think he was a fighter for the nation, and he wasn't a terrorist. He was just a determined man. I personally want to be like him because he was a brave man and he was determined, and through determination he achieved, he made a mark in the life of all South Africans, and that's what I want to do. I want to be like him, leave a mark in the life of people, so that when I go I can be remembered as someone.
I think he did what he did for
you cannot just watch your people getting slaughtered. So many of them got slaughtered, and I think he did what he did for a reason. I mean, he wasn't a terrorist. He was just trying to, you watch the white people getting killed. I hear from my grandmother all the time the kind of oppression that they went through, of how, you couldn't just we're going to go to sleepovers and stuff like that. No, you have to literally tell the police people that, okay, yeah, this person is coming, this is how long they're going to stay. That's the kind of oppression that they had to go through. And then for them to come in with violence when they are peaceful, I mean, of course, he was going to be like, okay, so this is what they're bringing to me. I'm going to fight fire with fire. So I don't think he was a terrorist. I just think he was trying to now just make the point, we're here and we're free because of him, because he was trying to fight that fight.
But do you think your generation understands that your freedom was dependent on one man being in prison for that long?
I think that's a kind of debatable question. Like, you look at the generation now and you sort of question as to, do you really realize what this man did for you? I think for me, like, I spoke to my grandmother and she's just like, we couldn't have the education that you guys are having. We couldn't, go to places where you guys are going currently. And sometimes I feel like we are a little bit, taking that for granted. We think, no, we deserve this kind of education when we really don't, hey? So I think it's a debatable question. Yes, some of the youth in South Africa do appreciate the education that we're getting, and some of them not so much. I think because of the freedom, sometimes with freedom comes a price.
Okay, Samkelo, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate what he did for us, but I don't think it's necessarily him alone. I think it was the generation that he was in, right? Like people like Walter Sisulu or Steve Biko and
so many people were also a stepping ladder to getting us where we are. He had been introduced to Walter Sisulu when he was big. Walter Sisulu was his mentor. So that's where it started. And so it's not just Mandela alone, but so many people have strived to get us where South Africa is right now.
Well, so do you think O.R. Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Nelson Mandela, we let them know that we appreciated what they did for the world, what they did for South Africa, whilst they were alive? Or it's just the normal, the person is dead and gone, and now everybody has a tribute?
I think that now that they're dead, people seem to get, they look into their work more, they appreciate more, because when they were alive, I don't think that they noticed how much they've done for us as now that they're gone, I guess. That's it.
I think that when they were alive, people used to, people in the, in those old days, in the apartheid time, people who were old and people like our mothers now, they usually used to talk about them and tell us about the history of South Africa. So I think they used to appreciate him, but people who are born in this kind of generation didn't really used to notice him.
And you have also been sharing your tributes on our Facebook page. Here are just a few of them. Smith A.J. Williams says he was a very passionate man. May his soul rest in peace. And then Yusra Adam says he never gave up in life. Rest in peace. Issa Magnifico Embodiment Hood says he was such an inspiration for humanity and an anti-apartheid icon. Malcolm Garfield says he has set a great legacy for humanity to follow. Big ups to him. Nana Apong Esumadu Ebenezer says he is the best president Africa has seen. I remember him for his fight against the apartheid system in South Africa. May his soul rest in peace. And Emmanuel Boachi says Nelson Mandela was a blessing to Africa and even the world. He set an excellent legacy. May he rest in peace. So these are just a few of your tributes coming in for Nelson Mandela. Time now to look at some other stories that made world news this week.
Ministers from 159 countries have reached a deal intended to boost global trade at a meeting in Bali, Indonesia. The World Trade Organization's first comprehensive agreement involves an effort to simplify the procedures for doing business across borders. There will also be improved duty-free access for goods sold by the world's poorest countries. The deal, which could add about $1 trillion to world trade, gives developing nations more scope to increase farm subsidies. The Red Cross says at least 300 people have been killed in 2 days of violence in the capital of the Central African Republic. The organization said its staff stopped collecting bodies in Bangui as night fell, but would resume over the weekend. The death toll is expected to rise. Hundreds of French troops are arriving in the city as part of a UN effort to restore law and order. A new X-Men film has been announced for 2016. Apocalypse will be the 8th film in the superhero series, which includes 2 Wolverine spin-off movies. Bryan Singer, who directed the first 2 films in the franchise, hinted about the project on Twitter before it was confirmed by Fox that it would be released on 27th May 2016. The first film in the X-Men series came out in 2000.
Well, we'll be right back right after this. Welcome back. Raising funds for less privileged children. This is what Pumpkins Kids Limited has decided to do by launching a charity. The aim of the charity is to raise funds to help pupils of Tupa MA Basic School in the Ga South municipality.
This is a typical classroom for pupils of Tupa MA Basic School. The poor state of the classes does not encourage teaching and learning. Classes come to a halt whenever it rains. The school currently has a population of 150 pupils. These pupils are children of peasant farmers of Tupa and other surrounding villages. Established in the 1960s, the Tupa MA Basic School has not been upgraded and lacks adequate teaching facilities. Classes are held in combined sessions with 2 classes in one. The classrooms are therefore congested with little room for movement.
Keke chum fendo o small ton government e ba watu pakpa kunu otam ke sempin aka wona to sempin no ba no ta no me 5,000 komen no was small one ton government e ba wo ni bipin no no ka cha school no ni school ya now.
There was one occasion when we were teaching and a snake was in this shed actually. So as the snake dropped, I was scared and ran out of the class myself, leaving the kids around. So the kids are brave. They have been in such an environment, so it was not new to them. They just got out of the class and killed the snake. And there was also a time when it rained and I was beating myself by the rain. We had nowhere to hide. There was nowhere to find shelter. So we have to be under this shed.
It is this light that Pumpkins Kids Limited decided to help the school. The Pumpkin Schools charity aims at preparing children for the challenges of life and supports needy children. It also seeks to build a future generation of selfless leaders from the grassroots level. The charity also encourages children to help other children in need. The event is the first of its kind with focus on less privileged children. Pumpkins management say the initiative also forms part of efforts to help shape the future of less privileged children in the Ghanaian society and beyond.
We spoke to a few people who directed us to Tupa. And we came and saw the situation at first hand. And then we thought that, no, we probably have to bring everybody here to see what we're talking about. As a parent, I thought that this obviously is not a conducive environment for learning. We came here and saw children sitting in 6 fours, about 2-4 classrooms put together. And I can imagine how learning and teaching can go on in such an environment. And that is the reason why we're here.
Now to some other stories. Remember the Felix Swimming Academy? It is the academy that teaches children how to swim. Well, this past week, the academy hosted a big event and invited a couple of schools to join the academy for a day to raise awareness on drowning in Ghana. We were there.
Some of these children have been learning how to swim for about 2 years.
I know that I can always try as hard as I can, but still have parents and friends to support you.
I was surprised. I didn't know that I won, and it's amazing. I feel like that was first time. Woohoo! Yeah.
So have you enjoyed yourself?
Yes.
So was it tiring?
No.
Not tiring at all.
At all.
They find swimming, like other sports, very fun. And when professional supervision is given, it is also safe. But today, it is not just about fun. The children are here this holiday morning to learn about drowning and how they can save lives when the need arises.
Okay, now, all right.
Practical lessons on drowning prevention were given. There was also a swimming competition. Some parents were delighted seeing their children compete with their peers.
It felt very nice. I felt very proud to know that she can compete, she can swim very fast. So it was very nice. It was very friendly and competitive.
Our kids are up at 5:30 learning how to swim, and I let them do this because of the discipline part of it, and fitness.
Felix heads the swimming academy.
You can see, the more they know the basic rule, then the better they prevent drowning. Out here, a lot of things is now happening well. Our lifeguarding, our beaches, most of these things are not safe. So when kids know what they are doing now, they learn to be safe themselves, and at the same time, they learn to save other people they find in danger.
So next time you think of a fun sport, don't overlook swimming. For one, it puts less strain on joints and connective tissues than other forms of exercise.
And on that note, we end News Generation this edition. Keep your comments coming. It's Facebook.com/News Generation GH. Also check out our website, newsgenerationgh.com. Until next time, have a good day. See you.
News Generation, supported by
Cowbell with Vitarid. Almost even tough stains in just one step.
Daily Blue Band, Daily Grow. Indomie instant noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.